we live on, they are Li people, and they call themselves Shai. The Shai people live on Hainan Island. And then Shai people live in green area, the green area of this map. The pink dot is the township my family lives in. According to China's linguists, this green area makes up 5 Shai people groups. Professor Huiqi Li just shared the research she had done with the gay Shai people. I'm going to share with you the research I've done with another group called Has Hlai group, especially specifically those who speak the Lauxhuet dialect. In 1957, China's linguists conducted a language survey among the Shai people. They reported finding 27 to 29 sentence final particle in the Lauxhuet dialect. By using the questionnaire-driven elicitation method with several Li language consultants, I found 13 more, which means altogether we have 40 sentence final particles. From this language data, a sequential positioning phenomenon became apparent. But these two bold underlying particles are an exception. They do not co-occur with the others. Some sentence final particles are primarily front positional, like these red ones. They are on the far left because they almost always take the front position when they co-occur with other sentence final particles. Some are back positional. They are the pink ones. They are the far right because they almost always take the back position when they co-occur with other sentence final particles. Let's take a look at an example sentence. เมื่อ晚上他有 E put in the front position and O put in the back position. This is what we call sequential positioning phenomenon. Furthermore, these are Furthermore, these blue sentence final particles could be either front positional or back positional. The group sentence final particle, this group of sentence final particles found to be related to aspect. For example, when E or E is used, it's referred to the completed status. When 猪 or 猪 so used, it's related to an ongoing status. However, 猪 and 周 are different. When 周 is used, we know the ongoing present status will be completed soon. When 猪 is used, it means you have no idea when the ongoing status will be completed. Another one is B, primarily refers to the prospective aspect. Another interesting phenomenon is how how tense is inseparable with the aspect in the Lauxhuet dialect. For example, E and A go with the past completed aspect, when B, true, and so with the future incompleted aspect. So the only sentence final particle purely aspectual is the about, which is related to the momentary aspect. Another group of sentence final particles are also placed in front of the position in the front position. These are related to the mirativity. Mirativity was proposed by Lauxhuet in 1997. Later, in 2012, Hemmergel and Opitz, they assert mirativity is a linguistic category that characterizes a proposition as newsworthy, unexpected, or surprising. For example, 最好，最好比，最好比。These three sentences are all the same, except for the sentence final particle. The first one, 最好子, the meaning is so much. The speaker's expectation has been surpassed. The second one, it means only this much. That means the speaker's expectation has not been met. The third one, that means just this, just this. If you want it, take it. If you don't want it, just this. Which means the speakers it means the speakers knows that the listener's expectation is not being met. By having dotted line run down through these three circles, a sequential positioning phenomenon of the sentence final particle become more apparent. The particles on the left side take the front position, and the particle on the right side take the back position when they occur together. The prominent group in the Lauxhuet dialect, which we will look at now, is this you can see the sequential position. Yeah, the prominent group in the Lauxhuet dialect, which we will look at now, is modality. Some scholars hold that mutativity is an independent grammatical category, like tense, aspect, and modality. If you think the same way, then the model will be like this. But however, I have chosen the category. I have categorized the narrativity within modality because in the Lauxhuet dialect, B, and Z, they are related to the speaker's attitude toward the proposition. Palmer proposed that modality can be categorized into proposition modality and the event modality. A model that works ideally with the Lauxhuet dialect. Look at the postpositional modality. This sentence final particle concerned with the speaker's attitude toward the true value or factual status of the proposition. Post proposition. Okay. Let us take a look at the example for each. Now I loving draw more. Now I loving draw. This meaning is I heard that he does not drink wine. The particle draw in the end, okay, indicates that the evidence of the proposition is hearsay. So we can categorize this as propositional evidential modality. Another example. Non way. This meaning is, of course, seawater is salty. So the particle they expresses that the speaker makes some judgment upon the factual status of the proposition. So we can classify this as propositional epistemic modality. Another one, let's see the example. This meaning is tomorrow, please come again. So the proposition has not come true yet. The listener is ordered to act. Following Palmer's classification, this is called event dynamic modality. Let's look at another example. This means my younger brother was not willing to go. So, in the example prior to this one, the factor was external to the person. But in this example, the subject is not willing to go, to act. So therefore, the considering factor is internal. So we categorize it this as event deontic modality. Yeah. The last group is the interruptive sentence final particles. Let us see the example. The second one is the meaning is the same. You are going back now, but the difference is article O indicates that the speakers know about the proposition, whereas the article man indicates that the propositional is unknown to the speaker. And the particle your, the particle your is related to both propositional modality and event modality, can also function as an interruptive particle. Likewise, the particle ba, which is related to the event modality, and can also function as an interruptive particle. This dash line, this dash line denotes that the general sequential positioning when sentence final particle co-occur with each other. The rule is that the particle that is the furthest to the left will take the front position. So the particles on the furthest left, which are related to the aspect, tense, and the relativity, will only ever be front positional. And the interruptive particles on the furthest right will only ever be back positional. The ones in between can be either depending on their stance with particles they co-occur with. With these being 40 sentence final particles and such a degree of position fluidity, any guess as to how many meaning-based sentence final particles I found altogether? Let's take a look at the grid, the two grid I made. Yeah. So we all add together, I found up to 365 meaning-based sentence final particle co-occur together. The placement of each sentence final particle here provides more information than just sequential positioning phenomena. There are two more phenomena findings that I want to point out now. The first one is the more the right, the more the right that a sentence final particle are, and the more likely they are low or middle vowel. Sorry, here I did not change it. So, I mean, if you go to the right side and you found the vowel is like O, the low vowel or middle vowel, the ma, ya, ba, o. But sure, here I have a one is exception because this one, maybe this one is the borrow from the Hainanese. And another phenomenon is that more to the left that the sentence final particles are, the higher degree of, here I say the prepositional content. Maybe if my meaning is the higher the degree of the realist. I mean, in this side, you go from this side, and this is all, yeah, the proposition is the real, yeah. And in this side, it's become uncertain or erroneous. And I have kept the scope of my research mainly to the Lauxhuet dialect of the Hsiang language spoken on Hainan Island, and I hope the language data that have been collected and presented in here will be available for further comparative research of the Kodai language groups. Thank you, everyone.